Back with another video. Brother Yachaan in the building. Please give me a like, hit that like, subscribe, please follow, please put your comments in the comment section. Shout out to everybody worldwide. Big up. No, so right now I'm just trying stuff new. I'm just trying to, you know what I mean, to stay afloat and you know what I mean, make some new content. So that's what I'm doing, man. So today, man, we're gonna get into this boy Benzino, man. You know, he been. My thing is, like with these guys, is I want to be able to show and prove that these guys is not really official. That the streets is a myth. We need to stop listening to these dudes online about the street life, especially when you start getting in your late 30s, 40s, 50s. It's cool to be a father, a grandfather. You know, spending time with your family, your kids, you know what I mean? Like doing that grown man stuff. So, this dude Benzino online calling people rats and snitches. I want to expose his hypocrisy that he's calling people rats and snitches, but he's actually basically talking about himself. So he has an identity crisis. This was going on with cats like him. He has an identity crisis. And I'm going to prove my point that he has an identity crisis. Instead of just being grown, spending time with your daughter, Koi, and her new baby, doing that, you know what I mean, doing that father, grandfather situation. You want to be online worrying about these celebrities. So guess what? I'm going to worry about you celebrities too by basically exposing you niggas. So let's hear what he got to say. Let's go.
All right. So we know the story about Paul Pierce getting stabbed, right? But you've heard him tell his side of things. Do you feel any empathy for how he felt after the situation happened? Because he said that he was paranoid for like 2 years. He, had like anxiety and security and police like 24/7, and he held on.
Listen. That wasn't. Look. Again, we're being logical. We're being mature. I'm not going to doubt that. That was a traumatizing moment, and some people handle their traumas different. So if he said that, who am I to say? Who am I? As far as empathy, you got to understand. I'm on the other side.
No, you're not. You're not on the other side of the street. No, you're not. No, you're not. Paul Pierce is a basketball player. That's number one. Paul Pierce is not known for running the streets and committing crimes and going to jail a bunch of times. Paul Pierce is not that. He's a basketball player. That's who Paul Pierce is. And you're not on the other side. And I'm going to expose on why he's not on the other side. He's not official. As he claims he's saying he's on the other side, meaning that he's down with the streets. He's not. But we're going to get into this.
Mike got a lot of jail time behind that. You know what I'm saying? So my empathy is on this side of the fence. Now, see, and you part that up. See, what Paul did and what I did, my nephew, remember, we're both in court, we're both on the stand. When they said, do you see that did that? Paul pointed. Yes, he was right there. When I'm sitting on the stand, do you see who did that? No, I don't.
So now he's trying to justify saying that that's because he didn't point in court. He did not snitch. I'm going to prove later on in this video that he's lying. He made a statement to the police who shot him. Not only did he make a statement who shot him, but he said how many times he shot at me. But let's move on.
My man, Hood Boss Roscoe, Free Hood Boss Roscoe, you know what I'm saying? Got 20-something years for that, okay? Because he pointed. My nephew walked. So you understand what I'm saying? Again, unless you on a short bus, or unless you just didn't get past 5th grade, it's pretty obvious who told and who didn't.
All right, so that's just one video. The next video is him calling 50 Cent a rat. So we're going to get into that right now.
But we're talking about a man that is on paperwork ratting. We're talking about a man whose lyrics that was used in federal indictments to indict a bunch of people. When
so
you look at,
are you saying 50's a snitch?
He's the first 6'9". Like the first hip hop rat. That's a fact. Now he's gone on to do great things.
But how do you? So 50 cents on papers?
Rock.
No, seriously, is he really on papers for?
Rock. You don't remember with Murder Inc. He filed paperwork against Murder Inc.
You know
Really?
what?
Really, Mikhail, you didn't know this?
Benzino, I didn't know that he was on papers. No, I didn't know he's snitching out here.
Well,
No.
back then, back then, you had to take a pen and a piece of paper and write on that motherfucker, sign it. And that's what he did.
What Benzino was talking about is the song Ghetto Quran that 50 Cent put out. It was like, I forgot what year it came out, but it was a song talking about the hood politics in Jamaica, Queens, who was who, what was what. Really not a cool song, but he did it. It is what it is. I would call what 50 Cent did dry snitching. You know what I mean? He didn't get on no stand. There's no paperwork on him. So it's not snitching. It's dry snitching. Anybody know, if you're from the hood, then you know what dry snitching is. So you know what it is. So that's what 50 Cent did. He talking about the song Ghetto Quran. All right. So go do your research on that. So now you got Benzino talking about what Paul Pierce did, pointing on the stand, and then you got 50 Cent saying 50 Cent snitch. He's the first 6ix9ine. Now I'm going to prove to you that he's a hypocrite and he's a liar and he's not really stand up according to the street rules. Do I care about the street rules? No. I'm a civilian. You know what I mean? I think everybody should get a 9-to-5, work, figure it out. You dig? So that's my thing. But you cannot be online pointing the finger, talking about other dudes as rats when you committed the same act that they committed, or you allegedly that you saying that they committed. Now, here's Benzino in his own words, okay? His own words, ratting on his nephew, saying what happened with the shooting. Next video.
Where did you run to when you got out of the car and ran?
Straight in the middle of the street. Right in the middle.
Down the highway?
Down the highway.
To where?
I was trying to have cars pull over so he could take me to the hospital and get the fuck away from him because he was still backing up. It looked like he had the gun to say like he wanted to shoot me some more.
Let's be clear. Did you see guys shoot you today?
Motherfucker put a guard up. He's the thing. He rolled his window down to put his gun on his shot.
Okay. You saw him?
Seen him.
You saw a guy.
I seen him.
Were you reluctant to tell me that before?
It's not necessarily reluctant. I seen him.
You saw him shoot you today.
Yes, I did.
And when I say him, who is that you saw shoot?
My nephew, Guy Scott.
Was-
His nephew. Now listen, I'm not condoning violence by any means necessary. My point of making this video is you cannot point the finger like you this official street dude. 50 Cent is a rat. Paul Pierce told on the stand, but you told on your nephew. Don't matter if he said he walked. I don't know how true that is. I think the prosecutors is still gonna lock you up just because you committed a crime against a relative. But this video was about exposing these guys that's online acting like the streets is this whole street code is this super thing, and acting like, yo, everybody else ain't official just because you a civilian. No, to me the real gangsters is the civilians, the men that have 9-to-5s, that's taking care of their family, that's being here for their children. That's the real gangsters. Because you using the brain that God gave you to figure it out legally, not illegally. So you can't get online and then talk about 50 Cent is this, Paul Pierce is that, but you ratting on your own nephew. That's not official. Let's keep going.
Anybody else in the car?
No.
Okay. Did you see the kind of gun he had at any point?
No, I did see that.
All right. Do you know how many times he shot at you?
He's 5.
All right.
He said he shot at him like 5 times. He said it. He put the gun out the window. So stop acting like. My thing is these guys get online and they like even with 6ix9ine too, he do the same thing, trying to point, saying these guys is rats because your reputation of being this hard rock, this gangster is a myth. It's not reality. And that's what they don't like. They mad because they can't portray this tough guy role anymore. So they want to keep trying to point the finger at other people. This is what hypocrites do. Now you're going to hear from his comrade that used to be down with his group, speaking on Benzino, ratting. Let's go.
When you send it to some people don't want to believe it, or a couple years go by, they act like it didn't happen. You know, they're naive to it, and I'm like, I sent this to you. Like, what are you talking about? You know, so guy goes to trial, and he ends up beating attempted murder, gets convicted of assault and battery.
So Benzino lied. He beat the attempted murder, but he was convicted of assault and battery. You see how Benzino be lying? You heard him say he got off, but he didn't get off. He had to spend some time in jail. See, this is what I'm saying about these guys. They have like an identity crisis. There's nothing wrong with being a 40-year-old man or a 50-year-old man and just being a civilian. It's just like the problem with you old cats is y'all like want to be in the streets or have this image like you're a tough guy and I'm from the trenches. It's like, bro, nobody cares. When you're in your 40, who cares over there? Who cares? The flyest thing is spending time with your family. Going bowling with your kids, your grandkids. Picking your son and your grandkids over your head, flying around the house. That's some fly stuff right there. All this street crap and like we should be on here saying the streets is a myth. Only two ways if you out here in the street life: the graveyard and the penitentiary. That's it. But y'all like gotta get online and tell all these war stories in the street. I might want to hear that, man. But come on, let's.
Benzino goes and testifies, and a lot of the stuff he says he don't remember, but they brought up the recorded statements he made, and finally this stuff, came out. The recorded statements ended up coming out. A lot of people got in their hands. It hit the internet, and they hear his own words. From your perspective, did he tell?
That's telling.
Okay.
I mean, you can't be a street nigga and hear that and say that that's not telling. Like, put it like this. When the police came into the room, you're not under any obligation to answer any questions that they're coming in. This is just a man and a man asking you questions, and whether you choose to give that police officer answers to who shot you, where I'm from, that's telling. And that's just what the fuck it is, man.
Facts.
That's what it is. And if it was me, then you would have to say, yeah, he's telling.
Yeah.
Like what? I'm not with rewriting the rules.
Yeah, right.
Of what we lived by for ages and ages and ages before us and all of that, man. So yeah, I would if you ask me that, is that telling? To me, that's telling.
So why do you
So we're gonna stop there on that. So to me, I think Benzino needs to go get some counseling because he has an identity crisis. I think he needs to go seek some help. I don't condone violence on anybody. I think that his nephew shooting him, I think that was foul. That was real disrespectful. But at the same time, sometimes you reap what you sow, and you front like you live in a certain lifestyle, but you're really not living that. And then you want to get on the internet and portray yourself as a gangster. And then you get exposed for telling on your nephew. And then you're going to point the finger at other artists or famous people. That's not official. You know what I'm saying? To the older dudes, man, we got to do better. We got to act our age. We got to start being more mature and be more an example for the youth to look up and follow. You know what I mean? We need to be better fathers. We need to be better husbands. We need to be better, citizens in our community, so we could be used to uplift our community. All this street stuff, it's only two ways out of here. The graveyard and the penitentiary, man. That's it. You know what I mean? It's fly to be with your family, spending time with your family. That's what this is about. But glorifying the streets, nah, we got to stop that. So shout out to everybody that's positive worldwide. Stop supporting the fraud. Support the real. That's my message. Peace. We out.